show presented by Mel Hambelton Ford. My name is Phil Nightingale. I'm the general manager, and I got the Nick and Nick show with me today. Morning, gentlemen.
What's happening?
Hey, it's a beautiful Saturday morning out there, isn't it?
It's beautiful. Love it. I know you guys hate it, but this is my kind of weather right here. Fall, baby. It's here.
No, because winter is coming, and I want to sweat more than I want to freeze. I can promise you that right now.
I have been sweating enough the last 4 months.
Yeah, you might be a tad loud, Nick. I'm not sure. Watch the mic when you go there. And see
Okay, all right. Here we go.
Anyway, hey, it's a call-in show, 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, whatever you want to talk about, or anything in the racing world. Nick and Nick here from the MH Ford Racing and MH Ford Parts here to talk to you about some stuff. We had some exciting fun last night. I don't know what the heck happened just there. But, you dialed me in a little better, didn't you?
Yeah.
Okay, so anyway, 316-462-3673. This number down on the screen. Call in. It comes right to the front desk, and the gals will tell them you're ready to get patched in the show. You've got a question. You get a great price package valued over $130, and I want to see if the two Nicks can get everything that's in that price package valued over $130 for each and every caller. The only show I know you get paid to call in on.
That's right. Okay.
So what's all in that package? Do you know, Nick?
I don't. I've heard him spout it off multiple times, though.
All right. So in this incredible package you get just for calling in, you're going to get the Works package, which consists of an oil change, a tire rotation with Motorcraft quality parts that we use here at Mel Hambelton Ford. We're going to do a multi-point inspection on your vehicle to make sure it is safe for the next 5,000 or so miles worth of driving. You're going to get $10 for Mel's Diner, so you can get you something to eat while you're here. You're going to get $10 in Ford Pass rewards. You're going to get a full nitrogen fill for your tires, and you're going to get an awesome BG package, which consists of a MOA motor oil additive and a 44K for your fuel system.
God, I think he nailed it.
How about that?
I think he nailed it.
How about that?
Yeah. So anyway, 316-462-3673. It's all you do to call in with a question. You want to talk about anything in the automobile world, get you to call and answer the question, and we'll answer it up for you and get you that great price package mailed out to you after the show. So 316-462-3673.
Boys, we had some fun last night, didn't we? Kind of ended.
Well, a short fun.
We had short fun. Kind of ended with a little bit of a little bit of sadness.
Well,
but,
we don't know.
We
Really.
don't know for sure, but it was fun while it lasted, wasn't it, Nick?
Yeah, it was a lot of fun. Yeah.
Got two passes. Okay, so everybody, it's our 21 Mustang Hunt for Horsepower from Mel Hambelton Ford Racing, and we took it over last week, and we put on the dyno, or 2 weeks ago, I guess maybe now, over at BG Product. Can't thank those guys enough for letting us go over and use our dyno to tune that car, and we got it, what was it,
mid 700s. I think
mid
it was like
700s to the rear wheels.
To the rear wheels.
So we got about an 800 horsepower, probably an 825 horsepower motor. We tuned it a little bit. We knew we didn't quite have it tuned in exactly enough, but man, we made a lot of pulls on it over there and everything else too. We wore out a set of slicks, didn't we?
Oh yeah.
So we took it out to Kansas International Dragway. For those of you who don't know or catching up on the car, we bought a 21 Mustang brand new GT and just took it to the track stock and ran some times with it, and then we started putting parts on it and different things to tune it. We started with a set of slicks, and then we did some Steeda suspension and all kinds of things, and then we put what kind of turbo did we put on it?
We put an on-3 single turbo kit. It's a 7875 billet wheel turbo.
Yep. So we put that on there, and we've been going. What did we get it? Low 11s, kind of, right?
So we started life, when it was NA. I think it got it just started out as a mid 12 car, and then we got it to in the 11s, and then we got on 6 pounds of boost. Once we got the trans brake to work, we went 1031, 131.
Yeah.
So on 6 pounds of boost, that's a very conservative tune. I mean, that car would be fun to drive to California and back. You could do anything you wanted with that car on 6 pounds. And then we decided, well, that's not enough horsepower.
Yeah, we did. So how much boost did we actually put in it? 12?
So last night it was seen 15.
15 pounds of boost. Okay. So if those of you understand that when the turbo is building up its pressure, it's bidding. Instead of sucking the air in the engine, we're pushing 15 pounds of pressure into the cylinders to get that extra horsepower. Is kind of the simplest, easiest way to describe what's happening there.
Yep.
So we took it out on what would you say, an easy run, the very first run, right?
Yep. Low RPM leave. I'd say most of the run, it was 3/4 throttle. It wasn't even all the way to the floor. I just wanted to make sure that, we had the track temperatures that we had yesterday.
It was a little chilly.
And then the sprinkling that it was happening. I wanted to make sure that the car was going to go down it on a fresh set of slicks. It went down. It went 10:01, 139, I think.
Yeah.
10:01. Yeah. 139 is what it did.
Yeah.
So
then
we knew we had a 9-second car easily at that point. So then you two were telling me to put it to the floor and drive it, or if I needed to find a driver mod.
The pressure was on at that point.
Yeah. So,
the pressure was on.
The pressure was on.
Okay. So as you got up to the starting line last night for the second run, I noticed a little bit of smoke coming out of the exhaust pipe on that right front. But I thought, hey, it's a little chilly out and everything else like that. Maybe it's just a little bit of, whatever, a little bit rich or whatever. But
so
that was the case.
Typically, best of this time of year, an E85 car, I seen a little bit coming out of where the crankcase catch can is. On a turbo E85 engine or any 85 engine for that, the byproduct is water. So it makes a lot of condensation, makes moisture. The catch cans on most of these cars, especially like the one on my personal cars in the rear of the car, it looks like a chimney sitting there steaming.
Well, so I kind of thought that for a minute that's what was going on, but
so
I don't think it was.
So
but maybe it was.
When I seen it, I looked down, I looked at the oil pressure, I looked at everything was seemed fine, no lights were on, nothing. It sounded good, so proceeded to go onto the run. Got it to leave on about 8 pounds of boost, which was pretty aggressive. It left real well.
I thought it did too. It looked good for the first 8th mile.
Yep, the first 8th mile. Went a 1.4 60 foot in a full interior, full stock street car, stock unsealed motor, and then 16 to the 8th at like 117. So I would say the average Joe small tire car that you see around at the races for small tire stuff is usually like in the 580s. Most of the guys around. So really, we had a car that was competitive in the small tire class for
keep saying had. We still got it.
We still got it. Yeah,
we still got it.
But at the 8th mile, we started a lot of smoke coming.
Yep.
So what we did
inside the car, I couldn't obviously see the smoke. I was worried about looking in front of me and driving. At the 8th mile, I mean, everything sounded fine, looked good, felt good. I was watching the AFR gauge. Everything looked fine. Boost was still under management. And then about 1,000 foot, the car started sliding. And when it started sliding, I looked back and I seen the smoke and
getting a little oil on the tires is what we were doing. So
got a lot of oil on the tires. So we still crossed the quarter mile line, 980 at like 107. So I fully believe I've had a lot of turbo cars in my day. I believe by looking at the 8th mile times, our 60-foot times, the short track game, we were going to completely leapfrog and jump the 9-second realm. I think we were going for an 890 or 880 pass.
Yeah, I think that's kind of where we're setting. But anyway, we don't know what's wrong with the motor yet. We do know we got a lot of oil under the hood. It came out of the catch can and blew everything kind of everywhere. And kind of a little fire too, didn't we?
Yep.
Somebody was trying to blow that out.
Yeah,
trying to blow it out. It was just a little fire. I thought maybe I could get it blowed out with myself, but I couldn't get it to go out. But had to get a little fire extinguisher on to blow that. And then basically it was oil getting on one of the hot lines down underneath there that ignited and everything else too. But we've got we'll pull the motor out. We'll see what broke. We've been talking a lot about on these shows about what is the weakest point. I guess we found it. Yep. We're going to tear that motor apart and see exactly what it is. And I told Josh a couple weeks ago, I said, I think the motor is our weak point. Nick, you were talking about axles, which I'm still sure we don't need to upgrade the axles and upgrade the drive shaft a little bit just so we don't yank something apart and tear the body up or whatever either on that car. But at least we know it can handle it right now. Over long term, I don't think it will, but from that part. But we'll tear this motor apart, see where the weak link was at on this Coyote motor, the 5.0, and see what happened there from part. Stay tuned to YouTube, and because we'll do some videos. We'll put the videos up from last night and some videos up from BG when we was over on the dyno, get that up to date, and then we will go through and yank that motor out. I already called Justin Regner, the tech that's kind of been putting all the parts on this thing and tuning it, and not tuning it, but putting everything together for us, and told him, get ready, yank it apart. I called Josh. I said, did you get that motor order I told you a couple weeks ago? No, I didn't. I wished I would have. Yeah, I wished you would have too. So I don't know. I don't know that we'll fix that motor. I think what I'd love to do with that motor, thinking about it overnight, is I'd love to take that and have it torn apart somewhere and put it on an engine stand and show everybody what broke. Kind of a display model. A trophy, I guess is what you want to say from that part. So we'll get it torn apart, see what's wrong with it, where it actually failed at. And who knows? It might be a fluke deal that it shouldn't have failed.
It may not be hurt that bad at all.
I think it was pretty much, these engines aren't really meant to be pushed like this hard for this long or whatever. But I really feel the way it was still running and making the pass, and I hadn't started after it. I've blown a lot of motors up in my day, especially under boost, and none of them have ever sounded like that. Usually there's a hole in the block and the rod is sitting in the field or pistons in the sky high. So I think we did okay. It was just probably something that, the other thing with that is that motor is barely broke in, if you think of it that way. I mean, there's barely any miles on that car. And most of the time, like when we build a turbo motor, we set the ring gaps with lots of tolerance in them. We open everything up so the engine can push the crankcase pressure out instead of building the crankcase pressure like I think happened on this time.
Yeah, I mean, I had Josh drive it back and forth to Haven. He put 1,000 miles on it. Maybe that wasn't enough in the first go around of that motor, too. I don't know from that part, but we'll find out what that weak link is, where it's at. My opinion, what I think happened, I think we burned a pistons. What I think would happen. That's where all the pressure come from, and put all the pressure back up through the crankcase and everything else too.
Definitely. I mean, they break ring lands and stuff when you got a bunch of cylinder pressure and crankcase pressure behind it pushing up on the ring. So I mean, it's not a hugely uncommon thing, but it for no more timing that we had in that motor. I mean, everybody's like, well, I thought it would have made more power than that on 15 pounds. We're at like 8 degrees of timing in that motor, and most of the guys that are in the Coyote stuff are 18. So most of the time, each degree of timing could add 20 to 30 wheel. So I think really we still have a ton of power left in it. And
for everybody to understand, we're talking about timing. Basically, the timing is when the spark is ignited in the cylinder, and the timing is how many degrees before top dead center that it does that. And the more timing you can put in them, the more horsepower you're going to make. But you also got to make sure you got enough fuel in there to burn that whole timing. That part, you can put so much timing in that you lean it out, there's no fuel in there, and the spark bounces off the top of the piston, and that's what grenades pistons, I guess is how you would say it. That destroys a piston from that
pistons, rods, everything connected to it.
So anyway, whole thing of timing there, that doesn't seem like a lot from 8 to 18, but that is huge from that part. In my dirt track car, I run 34 degrees, but again, I'm naturally aspirated. I'm not a turbo car and all that stuff in there either from that part. On that timing side.
No nitrous oxide hidden in the frame rail or anything.
Nope. No cheating on here.
Okay, good.
Nope. That's one thing I'll never have I, in all my years of racing, I've ever been DQ'd or disqualified or anything whatsoever from that part. It's not going to happen. So anyway, stay tuned for more Mel Hambelton Ford Hunt for Horsepower. You can go out and look at all the videos on our YouTube channel and see how we progressed with the car from day one. We had kind of some lulls in between there because of weather and winter and all that kind of stuff, and also parts availability to get things done. But it'll be exciting. I know Josh is going to fight me a little bit, but I want to get that car in pretty quick. Our shop is so way behind in the main shop and everything else too. But I don't know, maybe I'll entice Regner to a little extra cash on the backside and have him tear it down in an evening or something to get that car apart. Because we need to get it apart and figure out exactly what failed and where we're at. I want to know, but I still think we make that engine a trophy engine and go back with another one, put it in there, and then make sure we got things dialed in a little bit better and go after it again and get that 8-second car. Now, the other thing is that we get to 8 seconds. What do we got to do safety-wise to that car? There is some safety things we got to do at 8 seconds, right?
Yeah. So we're already showing potential. The mile an hour is there. Well, obviously, we need a parachute, anything over 150 and a quarter, which we have the parachute mount and parachute here. I just wanted to claim the trophy before we put it on.
Yeah.
And then 899 is the late model rule. So it would definitely fall in the line of if we leaned on it again like that, it would need a cage. So there's a lot of stuff we could still do. I guess we just kind of need to figure out how far we want to go.
Yeah.
Yep. So anyway, 316-462-3673. Hey, anything Angler car, tires, brakes, batteries? You got some questions on what we do with this 21 Mustang and our drag car? Love to hear from you. Give away a great price package for each and every caller. Only so I know you get paid to call in. I got a call coming on the phone, but I know that's got to be a prank call because I didn't get anything from the front desk yet saying that we had a phone call coming in. So anyway, gentlemen, next thing on my agenda to talk about is we've been at Lucas Oil Speedway all week and for the USRA Nationals. And so I'm going to give everybody kind of an update there, Nick, on kind of how everything's going there and all that stuff.
Yeah, absolutely. So we've been there since Monday. They started practice on Monday, started racing on Tuesday, raced all through the week. Today is the the grand finale, all the championship features are going to be run tonight. Boy, have our guys been busy out there. So we took our parts trackside trailer, and we took tires and some fuel, and it's just been crazy. So just great turnout they've had out there in Wheatland, Missouri. Great feedback and support from the racers for us being there supporting them, and it's just been a great event. We didn't have a whole lot of time to prepare for it. We kind of came up at the last minute, so we missed a few things here and there having it on the trailer, but next year we're going to be even more prepared, and it's going to be even bigger and better than ever, and we're excited for that.
So yeah, it's been fun. I went over there Tuesday night to be in the drivers meeting, and each night we're drawing for a $100 gift, $100 bill, and a American Racer tire that we're giving away for each. So we'll see who the next winner is tonight of that. And from that part, but just great to be part of that USRA Nationals and being over there at Lucas. And wished I had a car that could run over there, but I don't. I got an IMCA car instead of a USRA car, so it would have been fun to run that thing and everything else too. But it is what it is. So anyway, Nick, drag racing, what's happening there? What's going on at Kansas International Dragway? What's up next? The season about over with, the points racing over. What do we got?
Yep, it's getting really close. Last night's weather kind of was unfortunately showing us that it's not looking too good. But the next big thing that's on the plan out there would be the Haunted Dragway Nights. That is something that we've done with the help of Mel Hambelton Ford for 3 years now?
Something like that. Yeah, I think so.
So,
and when is that again?
October 29th.
The old man winter better hold off on us.
Yep. So there'll be all kinds of racing. There's several index classes, some heads up stuff that will start earlier in the day for the nicer weather, hopefully. And then around 4 p.m., we have a trunk or treat planned where you can set up your car in a car show for free and hand out candy to the kids.
Sound like you got to get Everett out there, dude.
Well, we're going to do it.
Got costume contests. I've got 2 of the most awesome bounce houses that I've ever seen in the world coming. We've got, car show, bike show, costume contests, face painting contests, pumpkin painting contests, like all things kids related. Tons of money and prizes. You got the Power Wheels race. That's always a huge thing. I think last Halloween we had like 70 kids out there with Power Wheels, so it's pretty cool.
70 Power Wheels?
Yeah, and every kid got a prize. So
go ahead to take Everett's Power Wheels Jeep out there and
you're hell. Let's go. Well, first of all, let's get a tune in that thing.
We have to put a tune in it. Yeah,
a set of slicks and everything else. How about that?
Yeah.
It's pretty crazy that the parents get really competitive with that. Sometimes I think more than the kid. The kids look terrified in them. They're used to driving their little slow Power Wheels, and then all of a sudden, Dad turned it up, and then they're like, "Oh, this is not the same Power Wheels." So
yeah, well, I tell you, I grew up racing go-karts, and there was a class for kids that starting out at 4 or 5 years old, and it was the rookie class, and just kind of getting them acclimated with driving a kart. And there was no winners or losers, and everybody got a trophy every night and all that. But I tell you what, those kids were racing, and those parents were competitive because it was the cheatingest class out there. Let me tell you.
Oh yeah.
Cheat. Cheat. Who's cheating?
You know what they say. But
yeah. So anyway, lots of fun. Still got to basically we're kind of done at the end of October too, right? With everything for the parts store and all that.
Yeah, for the most part. We've got next weekend. We have a huge weekend for Mel Hambelton Racing on the circle track front. So we have the Mid-America Clash at Salina, Kansas Speedway. Practice Thursday, race Friday night, Saturday night. We'll be there servicing that with our parts trailer. Also, the Enid Winter Nationals Friday night and Saturday night down in Enid, Oklahoma. We'll be there, and then we have 2 World of Outlaw Sprint Car Series races to attend next weekend. The Friday night will be at I-80 Speedway in Greenwood, Nebraska. This will be the last race for I-80 Speedway, as that track is closing and becoming a co-part at the end of the season, which is pretty sad. That's I-80 Speedway. If you've never been there before, that's kind of been one of the premier places to race in this part of the country. Hate to see it go. And then Saturday night, we'll be back with the World Outlaws at Lakeside Speedway in Kansas City. So
James Furman, if you ain't cheating in the Power Wheels race, the kid ain't eating.
that's right. That's right.
Kind of funny.
And then the following weekend, we have some fun closer to home. We have the World of Outlaws late model series is going to make a swing through here. They'll be at Hambelton Speedway on Friday night, and 81 Speedway here in Wichita on Saturday, and then we're going to go up to Osborne, Missouri on Sunday with those guys. So going to be a hell of a way to finalize and end the season, but it's going to be a lot of fun.
Okay, so this is basically 1 month left of racing, and then we kick into gear for all kinds of stuff for Black Friday, kicking off of that, and then we got PRI coming up, and so excited for PRI. We got a kind of a game plan we're going to do there for PRI and everything else too. Somebody's car is going to be over there. Deal. You got that thing ready to go?
It's going to have a rough time between now and then, that's for sure.
I get it. So, yeah, excited for PRI to go there again for our second year and meet some more people, friends, and try to see what we can do to showcase our product. We got a new thing we're going to put together for the dirt side of the racing. We were going to take a dirt car itself over to there and have our parts displayed on, but now we're going to make I don't know, what do you want to call it? Display rack?
Yeah, we could display like kind of a mock-up car thing. It'd be really cool because you'll be able to see everything a lot better, and be able to roll it in and out pretty easy. So it'll be it'll be cool.
Okay, hey, let's get the phones ringing. 316-462-3673. Anything ailing your car, tires, brakes, batteries, anything in the racing world, anything on the new products. Love to talk to you about that too, and get you this great price package, about over $130 for each and every caller as you're calling in for whatever question it might be. Love to hear from you. 316-462-3673. Gentlemen, anything else in the racing world, anything new and exciting, anything over there? I know we've sold a lot of stuff out of our inventory for over at Lucas and stuff too, but anything on the drag side?
The drag side's keeping up. We're starting to see manufacturers keep newer products coming in and keeping up with the old part numbers. And then I've been hearing a lot of rumors that PRI and SEMA both will be the showcasing of new products that should have been dropped last year, that a lot of them decided to hold off because they were having manufacturing issues with the current product lines. So that will be really exciting to see what all the vendors bring to the table. The other real cool thing we got in the store that we haven't talked about in a while is Traxxas. Traxxas RC is still huge for us.
Definitely.
We sell a ton, and now we're into this time of year where Christmas gifts are coming up, holiday gifts of all kinds, and we're packed full.
So come see us for your Traxxas, and it's amazing the amount of people from ages, from the young kids all the way to older adults that play with these things. I shouldn't play with them. They race them. They do all kinds of stuff, and it's a lot of fun. And of course, that's how Jake and I got kind of started in the racing world, was with him in these RC cars and everything else too. There's one box over here, William, at least we're looking at, trying to figure out what that came from. It's an RC car there. Is it someone we gave away, didn't come pick it up? I can't believe somebody didn't come pick it up, but we need to figure out what that one car is over there along the wall there. We can't, all of a sudden it appeared, and we're trying to remember where it come from. So and all of our giveaways and stuff, I'm not sure that we didn't give something away, and surely someone would have come and got it, I would have thought, but we'll have to figure that out too.
But they've done pretty good with coming out with new cars in the last 6 months. They've had quite a few different new product lines come out and stuff that'll be really, really popular for the holidays. And we keep everything in stock, from parts to cars to boats to anything and everything. So,
yep. So check us out on Traxxas. We got all that on our webpage too.
MHFordRacing.com.
Got it all there too. So come see us for your Traxxas. I'd love to help you with all that kind of stuff. And it's kind of thing. I was there at Lucas and met several different vendors and things that have their trailers there and stuff too. And they go through the part, where I was talking to this guy, and he says, you know what? He says, I'm strictly into dirt. He said, that's where my products are at. That's what I'm involved in. He says, but you guys have got the whole gamut of everything, from dirt to drag to RC to motorcycle, everything in between there and stuff too. And I said, well, that's what we've kind of tried to do with the MH Ford Racing, is just to be able to get to help every racer. It's kind of like the fuels. I mean, we have Sunoco, we have VP, and we have Renegade. Well, that's because everybody's got a different flavor of what they like to burn in their cars, and their engine builders think this is a better fuel for their application, that kind of thing. It's kind of like Hoosier and American Racer. Right? Do I want to sell more Hoosier and American Racers? Yeah, I do, but there's a market for American Racer tires in this area for the amount of racing that we do with USRA. So I love the partnership with those guys too, just as much. And I know there's a battle between IMCA and the USRA and all that kind of stuff. Everybody wants to have their deal, but I think maybe some of these divisions are starting to realize it's good for the sport to everybody work together, help everybody, and support each other from that part. And that's one thing we try to do here at Hambelton Ford Racing, because I've tried to help all the different tracks from Salina to Dodge to Hayes to Enid to Mad, Kansas International Dragway, bar to bar at the motocross track. Just all those different things that we do to try to participate to help those racers. And it's fun. I tell you, I'll be in the sales tower and to watch the people come in with their fuel jugs and all this stuff and watch them leave with their different parts and the different types of people that we have, that the different types of racing. You can tell when they're leaving what they're racing. That's for sure when they walk out of here. It was funny yesterday. I would watch a lady carrying out a nitrous bottle, and I was getting mad because I thought maybe we weren't helping the lady carry, but here comes Connor right behind her with another one. She came in and got 2 bottles of nitrous. So we know what she's doing. She's either drag racing or she's boat racing. One of the two. Or who knows? They might be out on that street going after it too.
Maybe.
Part. So anyway, 316-462-3673. Hey, let's get the phones ringing. Love to hear from you. Love to give away some prize packages and stuff. Anything in the automobile world, anything ailing your car, something you don't understand, whatever, something about racing you don't understand. Want to talk about the new products from Ford. Love to hear from you there too. So, hey, let's switch gears. Let's go to new products. The order banks for 23s are open on about everything, not quite everything yet from that part. The exciting part is the 23 Bronco order bank. They basically we've had customers that have had reservations that have been waiting for the 23 model, been holding off, but we did have some 22s and not get built. So we've got those all rolled into 23s, and they're actually getting scheduled. So that's exciting for that part. Our first Bronco Raptor should be here any day. It is built and in shipping. We were supposed to get 4 of those. We got 1. So congratulations to John Jensen. He's going to be the winner of the first Bronco Raptor, but he's going to leave it here for a few days for us to show off too.
Awesome.
And the other 2 of the other 22s are also already scheduled, so we'll see them. I think we'll see the other 23s by the end of the year. They'll be coming in sometime in December is what I'm hoping. We picked up a bunch of the base model and also outer bank models. About 25 of those Broncos are coming that are unsold. So if you're looking for a Bronco, jump on our webpage, check those out from that part. Got 25 of those coming. So some more exciting stuff on Bronco. Of course, Maverick order bank is sold out. It is done, closed, and over. Can't believe it lasted a couple days. And that's all it took to sell out the inventory for a whole year of production on a Maverick.
Wow.
Crazy. Super Duty, it's coming up here at the end of the month. We'll be able to open up and order the 23 Super Duties. Of course, we're not going to see those things until probably the end of February, close to March, because they're going to build 22s all the way through into December. And I still got a few people on the 22s that have not been scheduled. I hope they get all of our 22s scheduled. If not, they're going to roll a 23, and I don't know what that's going to do. But if you haven't seen the new 23 Super Duty, man, it's crazy what they've done to that truck and everything else too. Now, the one thing that I don't like, I got my list yesterday of how many we're going to get, which is not a very big number of Super Duties. And all the new tech things and everything else like that is not coming out what they call Job 1, the first edition of these trucks. It's Job 2, which I'm guessing is somewhere early summertime when they'll start doing Job 2 with some of the other high-end tech stuff that they put on the truck. And the one that still freaks me out is the cameras. They got a camera now, guys, when you actually turn your trailer, that it'll show you, like if you're going around a corner, it'll show you a post or whatever in the middle of your trailer.
Wow.
So you know if you're clearing that post or not or whatever. So we're pretty crazy. And then they extended the range of the bliss for the trailer things on. And every time I pass somebody right now, I got to put my rear view camera and make sure I'm cleared. You know, I pull over and goes, sideswipe somebody. But a lot of new tech stuff and everything else coming on that 23 Super Duty, a high output 6.7 diesel. Not sure how high output that's going to be, but I do know I was really shocked. I don't know why they'd have a high output and a non-high output. Why would you not want the high output that part? But they're building both motors. And then they've got a new 6.8 gas replacing the 6.2 gas, which I'm not understanding the 6.8 to 7.3.
I like that 6.8. We were just talking about that. I'm very excited for that. That is a push rod engine like the 7.3. I really
It's not a dual overhead cam?
No. It is the 7.3's little brother.
But I don't understand why we need 2 motors that close together.
I don't either, but it gives me hope that someday the 5.0 will be a push rod engine.
It might be. Might be.
Yep.
Okay, we got a first caller coming on the phone here, so let's get text back under here, and we'll get Greg on the phone here real quick. see what Greg's on his mind and what he's got for a question from that part. And got him unmuted there, Nick.
Yep.
All right, got him
We're
ready.
ready.
Usually Josh is sitting over here running the keyboard, and Nick's taking care of that today. Josh is, hate to say, but he's up by Chicago getting in a. I hope this doesn't sound right. Okay, that number keeps calling, and that can't be the number because this is the first call that they've sent to us. So, anyway, our condolences to Josh. Josh lost a nephew, and he's up around the Chicago area with his brother and his family for a few days. So, very sorry about that, Josh, and everything else too. But normally, Josh would be running the keyboard for us, and Nick, you're going to take care of that here. And let's see if we can get this caller to push back in here real quick. And that same number keeps calling, so I think that's a prank call. Or spam call, as you would call it, right? James Furman wants that RC car. Hey, Furman, we'll sell it to you, buddy. I don't know. Should I take it?
Take it.
Greg. Are you there, Greg?
Yeah, I think we're having some technical difficulties with the phone system here.
Is this Greg?
This is Grant.
Well, what do we do here?
Hello. Hey, there you go.
Are you there?
I am.
So is this Grant or Greg?
Grant.
Okay, Grant, you're on live with Under the Hood.
Sorry about my phone bugging out, but I had a question about 07 Focus.
Okay.
It is making a weird kind of knocking sound under the left driver tire, and it's not affecting how it drives. It turns great. It can go straight just fine. However, the left tire sounds like it's bouncing a little, but it rides smooth.
Okay, and is there a certain speed it does this at or what? Or
It does it when it's slow. It does it when it's fast.
so you got to hit a bump or just any speed? It just starts bouncing.
Just any speed, it starts doing it, and then if I do hit a bump, then it's really apparent that something is wrong.
Yeah, I'm kind of wondering if we don't.
I just see like my tire just fly out and
Yeah.
my lowered car just start scraping the ground.
Yeah, I kind of wonder, Grant, if what we have is a shock problem where it can't hold the tire down is what I'm thinking from that part. So I want to put a diagnostic on your package and we can take a look at that Focus. What year Focus was it again?
2007.
2007. Okay. Yeah, I want to put a diagnostic on your package, Greg, where we can take and look at that for you. But I'm thinking you got a shock issue or a strut issue that's not holding that tire down from that part, or maybe we got I don't know, it's a bent wheel, but it's just bouncing, right?
Yeah, it's just bouncing. It sounds like it creaks every once in a while, but I mean, that's about it.
Okay. Well, after we get, did you give the girls your number and everything when you called in?
Yeah, I did. This was about the sixth time that I had to call in because my phone kept on bugging out.
Oh, I hear you. We kind of thought something was going on there, buddy. So sorry about that. So we'll call you after the show and get an appointment set up and we can get that Focus in and look at it. But I bet you've got a shock issue or a strut issue that's not holding that tire down. It's kind of probably out of circuit, or lost something or whatever too. So.
All right.
So.
I really appreciate it.
Nope. Grant, we'll get you on the phone, get you a call after the show here. Okay, buddy?
Thank you.
Thank you. You too. Okay, so a few issues here coming up, but we'll get Greg now coming through on the phone. Grant's issue there, I still think he's just got a shock issue or something that's not holding that tire down or from that part. So Anyway, I think we have a setting issue on the phone here that's not letting it come through.
Does it connect via Bluetooth?
Well, you know what? It's hooked to the charger instead of to the blue cord over here.
Oh. Well, that's why.
Okay, so now I bet we're going to get this phone call through.
All right.
Greg hung up. Okay, Greg. Hey, very sorry. We had some phone tech difficulties there with Grant. Greg, if you want to call back, and we'll get you back on the phone there again. Sorry about that delay and technical difficulties we had there too, Greg. So, hey, call back, Greg, 316-462-3673. We'll try to get you back on the phone there and everything else too. We got our situation figured out though. So.
Yeah. So we might want to explain because the viewers, they couldn't hear what Grant was saying about his issues, so they could only hear your response. So basically, his focus was, he was going down the road and he was feeling the thing bounce, and we're going to get it in here and see if maybe it's a shock issue or a or a wheel or tire issue.
So anyway, 316-462-3673. Hey, Greg gave us a call back. Sorry about that, and we'll get you back on the line and get you taken care of whatever question you might have in that part. Anyway, we were talking about the Super Duty when that came in, but you think the 6.8 is a pushrod motor?
Yes. Yeah, I watched a video on it the other day when they were talking about the display for SEMA.
Did they give any horsepower or torque ratings on it?
No, he didn't. And physically, it looked smaller than the 7.3, but they kept saying it was the de-stroked version of the 7.3. So that's going to be what I'm interested in. Is it physically a smaller engine, or is it just a de-stroked 7.3?
Yeah, I just don't understand why we need two motors that are going to be that close together in a Super Duty. I just don't. Yeah, there's got to be some reasoning. They probably figured that out in the workplace world, that the guys need the 3/4 ton truck to haul, but they don't need the power and everything of the diesel. Mm-hmm. But then I still don't understand a 7.3 versus 6.8. There's just not that much variance in those two motors. Yep. From that part. I agree the 6.2 was outdated and needed to go away from that part. But
I own a 7.3. Did you know that? I have a 7.3 long block.
You do?
Yep. Got it out of the shop to rebuild and clean up, and it's
going to do it.
I don't know. It's going to go in something cool.
I seen a 7.3 in a Cobra.
Yeah, saw that too.
You see that?
There's a
lot of potential.
Silver Mustang that needs an engine.
Yeah, that'd be a lot of work.
Think Ragnar'd be up to that?
That might be a little work. Might be a little work. No, we got to stick with the 5.0 in that Mustang. That's all we got to do there. That's for sure. That 7.3's got to be a heavy motor though, too, isn't it?
It's really not that bad. Physical height is a little taller than the Coyote, but it's actually narrower because of the head placement, how the split design on the Coyote. But it's really not a bad physical size or weight. It'd be really cool if Ford would come out with an aluminum block version of it. Then the hot rod guys would really go crazy.
Who knows? Someone's probably working on that now.
Mm-hmm. I know quite a few guys that have put in 7.3s and Fox bodies and Fairlanes and stuff, and been really fast with them, and they're showing hold a lot of boost. So ProCharger put one on a Super Duty and not that long ago, and I think they were close to the 20-pound range on boost with it before it blew up.
Wow.
Well, that's very cool. So anyway, Super Duty coming. Can't wait to get those 23s here. I've seen them in person. They look really good from that part, but I've seen them from a distance from that standpoint too. So it'll be interesting to see once we see those trucks. But again, we're not going to see them until February, March, somewhere that standpoint too, because we still got a bunch of 22s still coming. Anyway, what else? The full-size Bronco, I cannot order those yet. They're getting close. I hope they're getting close to turning that order bank on, taking new orders for 23. We'll just have to see when that comes into play. The 23 Escape, gentlemen, if you haven't done any research on that yet either, the 23 Escape is all redone, redesigned, and they added the ST line to it, which is going to be, I think, the meat, the bread and butter of the new Escape. I know that's kind of a competitor to the Bronco Sport, but it's a whole different feel, whole different look than a Bronco Sport is from that part. But the new 23 Escape is all redone, and it looks really, really good from that part. And that's the biggest segment the Escape is in for an SUV. Two-row SUV anyway. From that standpoint, it's the biggest division of an SUV right now that's selling hot, good and everything else too. And I think a lot of it is the gas mileage and all that kind of stuff, and the features they have in these cars today for that price range is crazy. So that tops off all the new products. Got any questions about that? Love to hear from you there too. 316-462-3673. Greg, if you can call back again. Sorry we had the issue there with your getting you in there, but we got it dialed in now, right, Nick?
Didn't have the phone plugged into the right cord.
We had it plugged into a cord, just not the right cord.
It's not the right cord.
Dang it.
It's fully charged though.
Okay, well, sounds good there. Need to charge while you're sitting here, Nick, or anything? We got the right cord.
Might need one. Yeah. There we go.
So, okay, gentlemen, what else can we talk about? Anything going on else? We've talked about racing, anything in the shop, anything at all from that part?
I don't think so. We've just, we're just trucking along. The race season's coming to an end, but man, we're staying busy over there. We're still slinging race parts and tires and fuel every day. And, it's just amazing how much our, Mel Hambelton Racing has grown in the 4 years that we've been at this. It's just incredible. We've had so much support from the racing communities and all the different, race series and tracks. And we just keep looking to make this thing bigger and bigger and bigger. And, I was telling somebody the other day, just not just the racing business, but, in the almost 5 years that, that I have been here, just how much the parts and service side of this dealership has grown. It's double what it was when I started here 5 years ago. And it's just an incredible, machine that we've got going here. It's every day is definitely an adventure.
It is kind of an adventure. Kind of things I don't like though is some of the wait times we have to get into our main shop and stuff too. But it is what it is. If I walk into a restaurant and no one's there, I'm not sure I want to eat there.
Yeah.
But if that baby's busy, it's worth the wait and everything else too. So that's how I kind of analyze that a little bit. But we are looking to hire more technicians, keep going. We've got plenty of bays to add some more techs in here from that part. Love to hear if you got somebody that's interested in stuff, or if you've got someone in a junior high or high school that's interested. Love to show you the program we have put together to start you out as a technician and get you all the way through the whole part of that from that standpoint. We'd love to help you if you're got a child that's interested in this business. And I'm going to tell you, from when I got in this business, it was kind of looked down upon because you didn't go to a 4-year college or whatever. But I really wanted to work on cars. That's what I wanted to do. Would I have made it through a 4-year college? Absolutely not. Would I have ever done that? I would never have been able to focus and put my attention to all those classes, all that stuff to get through that program and stuff too. But, back in my day, it was a greasy, grimy, dirty job. Today, it's not. It's still some of that, but it's not near as bad. It's kind of like I used to say, if you walked into a shop back in my day and it was a technician had a shop manual out, he had no clue what he was doing. Today, if you walk in the shop and he doesn't have his laptop out, he doesn't have a clue what he's doing. These guys are working so much with programming and updates and software updates and things, and working with that laptop to be able to diagnose these cars and see what's going on and all kind of stuff. And me and Josh talked to so many shows, if you could watch what's going on in a car on one screen on a computer, have everything that's adjusting and doing as it's driving down the road, it'd blow you away. Mm-hmm. How much electronics and tech, how much tech there is in these cars today, and what these computers are doing to control things and stuff. We talk about that timing. That's what that computer is constantly doing, is adjusting the timing of the engine to get it the most valuable timing to get the most fuel economy out of it. Back in my day, we set the timing, off we went. That was it. We had some variable vacuum adjusters and things like that, and some weights inside a distributor would spin and advance your timing and stuff too to get to where you need to be. But today, these electronic things are crazy. What's going on inside these cars? So it's not the old knockdown, dirty, greasy, grimy job anymore like it used to be. There is still some of that when you get into the Super Duties and some of those kind of works and stuff like that too. But there is so much work on a laptop today, and programming and all that kind of stuff. It's a whole different world as a tech. That's for sure.
Yes, it is.
So anyway, 316-462. Just a few minutes left on the show here. Love to hear from you. And sorry I lost Greg there, but we'll figure out what happened there too on that part too. So sorry about that, Greg. Anyway, gentlemen, I'm kind of saying we no calls, no. Secondly, we need to. We talk about our sponsors a little bit.
Yeah, let's talk about our sponsors.
Big Corner Creative for all your advertising needs, and Jesse's got a great group of guys down there and ladies. So if you're looking to advertise your business, it's a full-fledged advertising company. Can help you from everything from Google to traditional media to direct mail to whatever you need to do to advertise your business. Then we get in the wrap side of the business with all the wraps and all the stuff, and we've all participated in some form or fashion of the wrap business down there. Mm-hmm. got great guys doing some design work and stuff like that too. So if you got a truck, a van, or whatever that needs wrapped to help advertise your business as driving down the street, it would be good to let those guys show you what they do. It's like this. Jesse puts up on the sign up there, just Google us, and that's what they want to do. Just Google Big Corner Creative, and you'll see all the things they do out there and everything else too. So anyway, great partnership with BG Products, and I was just talking to Lisa the other day. I think it was 86 when I started using BG Products. So been using them a long time, and that product back then is still a product they have today. What they've changed and improved, it's the 44K. Back in the early 80s or mid 80s when they come out with fuel injection, the injectors they had then at the time, they didn't self clean, so we had to have a way to clean. And it looks like we got a phone caller. So
cool.
Let's it's big old Delbert's gonna come. Let's get Delbert on the phone here real quick. Anyway, and then another comment has come up on the screen about our new sales hours. And yes, we announced a new sales hours to this week. Basically, we're going to, instead of staying open till 8 o'clock now, we're going to close at 5 on Saturdays. And then we've taken our sales floor and we split them up in half. So we're going to have half the sales guys here on a Saturday. And basically that gives those guys a 2-day weekend that they probably never had. And Mark Rank talked about 30 years he's never had. Okay, let's get Delbert in here. Delbert, you're live with Under the Hood. Go ahead.
Good morning, gentlemen. How are we doing?
Perfect. Delbert, how's everything in Oklahoma?
Doing great.
Is it raining down there?
Hey,
Sunshine, and what's happening?
Actually, it's really nice out. It's 49 degrees.
Nah, it's too cold. Too cold.
It's perfect.
I'm ready for the cold.
Yeah.
So, the 2020 Fusion, I don't know that I actually have an issue with it or not. It's just that it's been this way since I bought it. I bought it new. It's a hesitation on the acceleration. You hit the gas and it takes a second and a half, 2 seconds to actually kick in and do something.
Is that from a dead stop?
Is that something that can be looked at and readjusted, or?
Yeah. So is that something that you like from a dead stop, or you like say cruising, say 60 and want to accelerate and it pauses, or?
It pauses no matter what you're doing.
No matter
Whether you're driving, just getting up to go, or I've learned to adjust for it in my driving abilities, but it's still kind of like when you need to get going, like that second, you get that second and a half, and it's just like, okay, I can't do anything.
Yeah, I
can't get around that car.
I've drove a lot of Fusions, and I can't say that I've noticed a delay like that. No check engine lights, no nothing there whatsoever, right?
No, it runs great.
Okay, so it runs good.
That delay that's just always been there.
Yeah, I don't know. It's something we need to take a look at, Delbert. And first thing that pops in my head, Josh will be laughing at when I say this, but is there a program update that needs to change or something there that we need to put an update in the what we call the powertrain control module that controls the throttle or throttle position sensor or a little bit of the mass airflow sensor or something there that's just a little bit off or whatever to make that thing hesitate. And it's probably happening enough that the system can't look at it quick enough to pull a code or turn the check engine light on to find that failure or whatever. But I think it's something, when you're going to be back in Wichita anytime soon?
No, but I could make an appointment and just make it happen. That way we could get it in with your busy schedule, not just, the shop's busy schedule. It'd probably be best just to make an appointment. Yeah,
that's probably what we need to do, just get an appointment set up, Delbert. After the call, I'll get someone to call you and schedule something up. And we'll see what we can do to get that thing in here. But I bet it's just going to need an update or whatever. But like I said, I've drove many Fusions. I've not really noticed a hesitation or a pause or whatever either. The
only Fusion I ever drove that had an issue was the hybrid. Seems to be a slow mover, but other than it still didn't have that hesitation when I drove it, and it was a used one I drove.
Yeah, there's something there we got to figure out from that part. So we'll do that, Delbert, after the.
It's where I'm trying to get up around somebody, and it's like, oh my God, I can't get around them. Got a car coming up next to me, and I'm trying to get around somebody, I can't.
Yep. No, I get it.
Out here, that's pretty dangerous.
Yeah, no kidding.
People drive crazy around here.
Yep. Okay, Delbert, let's we'll call you after the show. We'll get an appointment set up and get that Fusion down here from Oklahoma and see if we can figure out what's going on with that and get that hesitation out of there for you. Okay.
Sounds like a plan.
Okay, buddy. Thanks for the call.
All right.
Have a great weekend, buddy.
You guys are doing a great job out here. I love hearing the stories. Love the, I'm not always into the racing part of it, but I love hearing the stories you guys tell. So keep up the great work you guys are doing out there. And Sorry you blew up the Mustang, but it had to happen.
Well, we found that we're going to find out what the weak point is. Well, that's for sure. I knew we'd blow it up, but I didn't think it'd be the motor.
I got a good idea what the weak point is. I think you were hitting it on the head with the range. So
yeah, I think so too. So, okay, buddy.
All right, guys. Hopefully, we got another call. We'll talk to you next time.
Hey, thanks, buddy.
You.
Talk to you soon.
Bye.
Bye. Anyway, so we were talking about our sales hours that have changed, and yes, we've went to. And you're right, Greg. It's family time is so important today, and that's kind of what we looked at as the buying public really has all kinds of things going on Saturdays and stuff too, and all of our young families and stuff have kids doing things on Saturday. So this is going to be great for these guys to get a 2-day weekend. And Mark Rank talked about he's been in the business 30 years and he's never had a Saturday off. It was kind of weird not to know what to go do with a Saturday off too. So again, at Mel Home Ford, we're always trying to stay on top of what we're doing, changes we need to, and take care of our employees the best way we can. So anyway, so he called in, we talked about the hours and BG products, all the great things we do with BG, the great partnership we have with those guys. And again, can't thank them enough for letting us have that dyno for the amount of time we had over there. But I think they were having just as much fun as we were having.
Yeah, they were definitely having a lot of
running
fun.
the dyno and everything.
Definitely.
So it'll be good to go back again. I know they'll let us go back again and put some more stuff up on there too, and from that part and everything else too. So anyway, Go to Rent. Hey, Stan used to have a bunch of cars over there with all these inventory deals on Go to Rent. So if you're looking for the holidays, you probably ought to get a call in soon. To get something reserved if you need something to get to grandma's house a little bigger or more room or whatever. We still have a good selection of the 12 and 15 passenger vans, but they're dwindling too. I'm having to yank them out of there because they're aging out of the inventory too. So if you're looking for something for the holidays, you might want to get in touch with Stan over there and get set up with a reservation, whatever from that part. We've added a few cars. I went out and bought a few Expeditions and stuff like that for the holiday weekend. Holidays that are coming. So give Stan a call right inside at Go to Rent. Anyway, gentlemen, everybody have a great Saturday. Love talking to everybody. Thanks for the calls. Thanks for everybody watching. Everybody have a great Saturday, and we will talk to you next Saturday.